We are truly pleased and encouraged that we can have such an occasion as this, where gifts are handed over and an expression of appreciation and gratitude is set in a forum such as this. Thank you, we welcome you, we appreciate you. Superintendent.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues. Through the Honorable Minister, I would like to accept the set protocol. I want to say what a wonderful day it is, not only in the British Virgin Islands, but also a wonderful day in corrections in general. It has been quite a journey as the Superintendent of Prisons. Of course, you know, we started off with a 20-point plan for prison reform, which we got an 80% achievement rate in regards to that. But I must say that since the Minister of Health has taken the helm of this institution, that there's been a wonderful charge. The Minister has shown some passion and commitment that in my 28 years of service that I have not seen in a public servant. I want us just to join me just for 1 minute to say to the Minister and his colleagues, thank you for the support over the respective period, because without that support, we could not meet the mandate of the 1955 Vienna Convention of Minimum Standards in Prisons. Join me for a round of applause. I also want to say that there are brighter days ahead. With the commitment of the Minister and his team, I'm sure that the prison will be seeing more reform and a better direction. We've started on a good footing last year where we were able to achieve quite a bit. And I just want to tell the Minister a personal thank you, again, for that support. And we are here, of course, today because the Minister, again, with his team, has made a donation that really helps us meet our needs. The Minister, through the government, has ensured that to maintain a good hygienic environment in line with the COVID protocols, have ensured that we got 2 washers and dryers. He also ensured that we got a refrigerator to support the flow at the institution. And of course, the contribution he made in rehabilitation with the printer and also the air conditioner have helped us quite a bit. Again, let me say thank you to the Minister and the government of the British Virgin Islands. Thanks a lot.
First of all, my 2 colleagues have taken special interest over the years. It's not just now, in making sure both with terms of officers, with staff, and with patrons, to build and help in the reformation system. I'm encouraged by their energy through the years and what all they've done in making sure that we can make the lives of the staff, of the patrons more pleasant, because it is all about reformation. I have oft said that we would only be judged properly by how empty we keep our prisons, how empty we keep our hospitals, because that job on the outside, if no one have infractions, then prisons are empty. If no one is sick, hospitals are empty. So, and if we bring persons here, we must be able to have them reformed in such a way that is pleasing for everyone. And to do this, we have to do, whether it's through the ministry, through the education system, the rehabilitation system, and that comes in many different forms. There are books and there are studies as to how to do this. Mr. Gard has done a tremendous job in terms of, some of the aspects in terms of getting the whole system, because it is not just about one area versus another. The fact is that what their challenges, the answer is always going to be yes. But at the end of the day, when I look from where I stand, and I see the reports, and I see where we have come from, I see where we are going, there are challenges, but there is a success story behind all of this. So, Mr. McMaster, I've always been passionate in terms of getting the actual worship ministry, getting other items done. So last year I had called, because every year, well, it's only 2 years, I have called and I have said, there are some fundings and there are some small items that you may need in order to make the institution better. So as opposed to me going and just giving it out, I called the hospital, I called here, it's in prison, I called the Sandy Lane Rehabilitation Center, I called Rainbow, I called each of them to make sure that that little thing, because I know how the budgetary process works. And sometimes for the like of a air conditioner, a printer, a refrigerator, a washer dryer, then it's 1 year you budget for it, you don't get it. The other year you budget for it, you don't get it. And at the end of the day, the people on the ground, they're the ones that we have to look to in terms of having your lives. Because at the end of the day, it's all a big family. If something goes wrong in here, you are the first to be affected, the frontline people. So I am pleased that, and I could not do this without bringing my two colleagues up to witness it, only because they are intricately involved in making sure that we, come together as a unit. The Premier, through the, sourcing of the funds, the superintendent, the ministry, and all those persons who combine and work together. We have the act, the Prison Act, which we're going to be looking in terms of bringing in line with certain things that we have to do, and we will get that passed during this year. So we will continue to do all that is required to make your task, your job of reforming prisoners as, it will never going to be comfortable, is it? But as successful as you can get it. And from our end, I'd like to thank you very much for accepting our donations. I know that there were others, and Honorable Smith, I would like for him to say a few words, because he pledged that whatever paper you need for the first year, he will actually donate it. Well, he didn't say for the first year, but he said, whatever paper you need. And Honorable Madeira Keynes have always been here. She have done this through the years. So if you don't mind, I would like them to say a few words on their own behalf so that we can then do. These are the two shortest speakers you have. Well, not in height, but in terms of duration. So there you have. Honorable Smith.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yes, I'm a short speaker. But I ain't nobody here supply a paper. But as you know, whenever you call on me for anything at a prison, I will deliver. So if it means a year, to be a year. But I'll deliver whenever you call me. Because you see, I think is that it's all of our work. It's all of us. It's togetherness. We have to fix this together, not just leave y'all out there hanging by yourself. It's a team. It's a team. We have to work as a team to get things done. And you could count on this government for any assistance at all times. And individually, you can always count on me for anything. Once you call me, I will come. It doesn't just have to be for the prisoners, it could be for the workers as well. Because in all this, I say we're in this together. And I just want to say thank you all for all the hard work y'all have been doing over the years. It's hard, and I know it's very hard. It's a lot of work. And sometimes people take it for granted what you all really do and what you all contribute. But I personally would say on behalf of the government, we thank you all very much for all the hard work you've been doing. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. My mom always taught me, she put me in the Girl Guides and she always said, you should always be prepared. That's our motto. So you always have to be prepared because you never know when you'll be called to say something. But most of you know me before I was even elected. work with Mr. Holder when he was over the prison. And he would always bring these gigantic amount of work to my office, whether to copy or to type to help the prison. And when I got elected, I said, well, okay, I could give more of my time, more of my money to the prison. And persons often ask me, why do I even bother? Why do I bother with the inmates? And I said, they may be inmates, but they're human. And they need a chance, to get, rehab back into society when they come out. So that's one of the main reasons I took on the prison, as not as a hobby, but as something that I like to do. I like to help those who don't have, who won't necessarily be able to integrate back into society. And I always beg persons, please, to help them when they come out. Don't turn their back on them, because they'll come right back in here. And anytime the prison call for anything, I have to give it out of my own pocket, I'll do that. I haven't seen Mr. Mills for the morning, but he could beg. And sometimes he just come here, out of the blue moon, I need a printer, I need a TV, I say, Mills, come, get a check. Because I don't have time to go to my allocation. So I would just give him a personal check and say, go get what you need. And I do that from my heart because I really want to see a difference in the prison system, and it's hard work. And I understand the do's and the don'ts and the pulling and the hauling between inmates, staff, superintendent. And sometimes I try to compile all together and to get a good understanding of what's going on. But it's hard work, and I commend all of you because I know it's not easy, dealing with this on a daily basis. I won't want to do it. I'm a politician, that's hard enough. But this this look like it's, it's a lot. My good friend McMaster, oh Lord, God bless you. I run whenever he call, I run, go. God bless you. I know you're doing your best, and I really appreciate that. So, we continue to support, and even if I'm out from politics, I'll continue to support the prison and all, all I can do. Thank you.
It truly warms my heart to know that members of our parliament is here in this fashion, because it is persons like you, dedicated and committed, that motivates and inspire us to continue to be resilient, to continue to be diligent. Thank you. McMaster is a part of the rehab unit, and it is only fitting that we ask one of them to come forward and give a short word of thanks. But Mr. Minister, you can rest assured that we and the Hill will do our best to support and to enhance national security. Mr. McMaster, word of thanks.
Permit me to express our gratitude and how that means something tangibly. We have to, on a daily basis, do a very difficult balancing act. We've got to remember that persons have offended the society, and so they've been incarcerated. We've also got to balance the fact that they're human beings who may, in some cases, have made a mistake, and they recognize it, and we are here to help them to recover their lives as much as possible. So while on the one hand, it is a place of being punishment or punitive place, on the other hand, it is a place where we've got to make them as comfortable as possible so that they would want to make the necessary changes in their lives. Sometimes the resources to balance that act isn't there. And so I am especially thankful for the support that we've gotten over the years from Honorable Maduro Keynes. And then as this new government has taken the mantle, I must say that you have stepped up to the plate as no government have before. Your government have facilitated the first ever crusade service in the prison. Your government have continued to not just send, but come to the prison. And only those of us who work in the prison can understand the value of that. Because while we get verbal support, The physical support of your presence means immeasurable to the staff and to the inmates. And so your contribution today of trying to make the classroom more bearable by temperature control and resources for printing and copying more accessible so that while we struggle to get resources, we now can produce some of it with a high-end printer. It is not using ink, it is using toner. So it's going to give us more for the money. So we want to thank you, and I just want to say on behalf of the rehabilitation staff, our gratitude for your continued support. May God bless you.
Essentially, the business of Her Majesty's Prison is reintegration, but first rehabilitation. And the success of this is hinge and unity. And we'll close with the words of Honorable Smith. We must do this thing together. So we are one, together we rise. Have a blessed day.